Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the journey of understanding human life, creating a fulfilling life. And as usual, we will start with a couple of minutes to reflect on our new lesson, applicable lesson, and realization that we have throughout the day. This is the way we do to activate our human brains, which can help us to see the good things in us, in others, and in our futures. And last time, let's review a little bit about the previous sessions. So we are exploring exploring about the wisdom, lighting the wisdom light in our house, and to materialize the wisdom, we need the information of wisdom, we need the energy of wisdom, and we need the material manifestation of wisdom by applying the reality triangle. So we can materialize wisdom. And in the previous sections, we have explored about the information of wisdom, which is can simply understood as the state as a concept which refer to the state of inner awareness and how many states of number how many states of inner awareness corresponds to how many levels of wisdom, and we have explored in the previous sessions. So today we're gonna explore about the energy of wisdom. So what's the energy of wisdom? There are four. There are four energies that the wise man has shared with us. That is the energy of wisdom. Hello, Baui. Thank you for your hearts. Thank you, everyone, for your presence. And we have, let me get this paper. Inner peace, tolerance, and appreciation, gratitude. Inner peace, tolerance, and appreciation are the energy of wisdom. Why? They are the energies of wisdom. And at first, I want to First, I want to share with everyone about the inner peace. Inner peace. As we in the previous section, we have we have learned the formula to attain inner peace. To attain inner peace. So just remind, and if you remember about the in the section we have talked about the inner emptiness state, the inner emptiness. So when we realize the truth from within, the inner and inside of us, there is a space. It's generate a space, inner space, and it initiates the inner emptiness state within us, and inner peace follow. Inner peace follow. Inner peace. Inner peace. We also apply the reality triangle to materialize this non-material value. Inner peace. We also have the information of inner peace. Information of inner peace. We also have the energy angle of inner peace. And we also have the material manifestation angle of inner peace. For the inner peace, the information of the inner peace, we have if you still remember the formula to attain inner peace, we know that it starts from we realize the truth from within. The truth. The truth which is never changing, everlasting. Which is never changing, everlasting. Let me read the definition of the information of the inner peace. Inner peace is an inner awareness state that initiates from the truth within oneself. Inner peace is an inner awareness state that initiates from the truth within oneself. From the truth. That's the inner awareness state, which initiates from the truth within oneself. And It arises it arises from hearing, seeing, saying, and knowing without attachment to emotional layer and human nature layer of oneself, of the inner being, of the inner being. So it arises from, it's initiated from by the hearing nature, hearing nature, seeing nature, saying nature, knowing nature. So the truth, how can we realize the truth from within? So it comes from the hearing nature, the seeing nature, the saying nature, and the knowing nature, which is never changing and everlasting. And in the energy angle of inner peace, we have inner peace is an inner awareness state in which desires and perceptions, nature about fortune, beauty, fame, appetite, or rest, or release, pause, cease, or stop. So we have the desire. In the energy angle of inner peace, we have desire and perception, nature, or drop, stop, cease, let go, drop, stop. At the energy angle of inner peace, we have the desire and perception nature of human, or drop, stop, cease, and let go. So when a person who attain the inner peace, they they have no desire and perception of human anymore. So their desire and perceptions are dropped. It could be dropped, it could be stopped, it could be ceased, or just let go. Anyway, they there is no desire and perception shows at that moment, at that moment when they attain the inner peace. In the material manifestation, in the material manifestation angle of inner peace, so we have the definition of inner peace is the inner awareness state of knowing one's hearing, knowing one is seeing, knowing one is saying, knowing one is knowing. Knowing one is hearing, knowing one is seeing, knowing one is saying, and knowing one is here, knowing. And a person who attain the inner peace, they have the material manifestation is that they know that they are hearing. They know that they are seeing. They know that they are saying. And they know that they are knowing. There is no human nature layer or emotion layers intervene. So when a message comes to the true layer, the innermost layer of a human, the truth layer. So they receive the message in the truth layer. And they, the hero nature, the seeing nature, or it could be the saying nature, the knowing nature, presence. So by this nature, they receive the message. They receive the message. If the human nature layer and the emotion layers haven't jumped in yet, haven't intervened yet. So there, by the hero nature, especially the hero nature, the sea nature, there will be a space, the inner space, the inner space. at that inner space. It initiates the inner emptiness states. Inner emptiness states. And after that, there is the inner peace. And when there is the inner peace, their desire and perception natures of human nature are dropped, stops, or cease, or let go. And the material manifestation of a persons who attend the inner peace, that they know that they are hearing. They know that they are seeing. They know that they are saying. And they know that they are knowing. Okay, just remind a little bit about inner peace, which is the energy of wisdom. So with this energy of wisdom, a person who attend this inner awareness can be an inner awareness, it can be an energy, and this is the truth happiness. This is the truth happiness, and nothing can control them. Only the inner peace present. And at this state, they accept anything. And this balanced state, with this balanced state, it generates the ultra high vibrational frequency. And they can face any problems, and they can deal with that simply because they're at the balanced state. They're at a balanced state. If anyone have any question here, I just you can add the comments, or want to clarify something, you can add comments. I just remind a little bit because we have mentioned about the truth, realize the truth from within, initiates the inner emptiness states, and the inner peace follows in the previous sessions. So here, when we talk about the energy of wisdom, there is inner peace. So just remind a little bit. All right. So in the beginning of human structures, which can help us to explain the root cause of human life, from religious perspective. And we have mentioned about the concept that is the truth. And we have the questions, what is the truth, right? And we know that the truth is something which is never changing, everlasting. And we also know that there is the truth within us. There is the truth within us. And when we anchor ourselves in the truth, which is never changing, everlasting, we can attain inner peace, or the true happiness. The true happiness. So now we have the answer for the true happiness. when we anchor ourselves in the truth, which is never changing, everlasting. So when we face anything, any problems in our life, by attaining the truth, we have the formula to attain the inner peace. To attain inner peace, we can face anything with the balanced state and we can deal with anything. All right. So let's move to second, the second energy of wisdom. The second energy of wisdom, which is tolerance. 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 Before we explore or we talk about tolerance, there are some concepts that we need to know. This for forgive, forgiveness, forgiveness. The second one is altruism. The third one is magnanimity. Magnanimity. It's a cheat. Magnanimity. Okay. Get the new paper. Tolerance. We need to know about forgiveness. Altruism and magnanimity. Hello. Okay, before we get to know the tolerance energy, we need to different distinguish between these four concepts: forgiveness, altruism, and magnanimity. So let's say I have, okay, let's take this one. Let's say here, on a paper, you can see on a paper, I have this thing, okay, this box. Let's say, just imagine this, there are someone's faults, and we divide it into 10 parts, 10 parts of one's faults. And this parts represents for 10 parts of one's faults. Okay, 10 parts of one faults. Okay, this box, just imagine. Okay, and the one, what is forgiveness? The ones who forgive other people or forgiving person is the ones who see 10 parts of one's faults, 10 parts of one faults. And then they absorb 10 parts of one faults in them. And over time, somehow it's just reduced to 7 to 8 parts of one faults. That is a forgiving person. So when someone says, I forgive you, but over time, if that person repeat that fault, so they cannot forgive anymore because they still keep others' fault within themselves. And what's altruism? An altruistic person is the one who sees 10 parts of others' faults, and somehow they absorb around 7 to 8 or 6 to 7 parts of one's faults. And over time, somehow they reduce down to 3-4 parts of one fault. But they still keep within, insides. And over time, if that person keep doing the same mistake and make the same faults, so they cannot show the altruism anymore. And how about magnanimous person? Magnanimity. A magnanimous person, when they see others' faults, they also see 10 parts of one faults. But they are very special because they only absorb around below the average, about 3 to 4 parts of one faults. 3 to 4 parts of one fault. And over time, somehow they will reduce down to 1 to 2 parts of one fault and even 0. So this one is very special. The magnanimous person. And how about tolerance? Tolerance. The tolerant person is the one, they see others' faults, 10 parts of one's fault. 10 parts of one fault. But they absorb nothing. So they see it, other people's faults, but they absorb nothing. So that is the difference between tolerance to the other three types of people. Forgiving one, altruistic one, altruist, altruistic one, and magnanimous one. So that's why tolerance seems at first it could be could be hard for people to show tolerance to others, but if you know if you know how it works, you can have it simpler than the other trees, because it's it's really hard when you absorb or you see someone's fault, you absorb in within and you keep it within yourself, and then you reduce it. It's harder than you detach from one's fault. So that is how the tolerance works. Okay, let's explore the less materialized tolerance. To materialize a non-material value, to also apply the reality triangle, we also have three angles of a concept: tolerance. We also have the information of tolerance. We also have the energy of tolerance. And we also have the material manifestation of tolerance. We don't need to improve tolerance. And once we materialize tolerance and you know what it is, we can have it. There is no decrease for tolerance, so we don't need to improve it. So let's materialize tolerance. About the material manifestations of tolerance, we have we have a definition of tolerance according to UNESCO. Let me read that. According to UNESCO, tolerance is respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of our world's cultures, our forms of expression, and ways of being human. Again, according to UNESCO, tolerance is respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of our world's cultures, our forms of expression, and ways of being. So there are three expression of tolerance, or in other words, we use material manifestation. So tolerance is respect, is acceptance, and appreciation. But here I use as the wise man has shared with us. We have the third material manifestation of tolerance is understanding. Understanding. So this is the material manifestation of tolerance. So if you have if you respect others, you respect yourself in a particular situation, that is, you show the expression of tolerance. And you have the material manifestation of tolerance. It doesn't mean that you have the energy or you have the information of tolerance. If you want to have the full tolerance fully, so we need to know the material manifestation of tolerance, the energy of tolerance, and the information of tolerance. But even to just have the material manifestation of tolerance is very good already. So if you respect yourself, you respect others, is an expression of tolerance. Acceptance as well. Acceptance, the difference between ourselves and others, and understanding. Understanding. So these three expressions is the material manifestation of tolerance. Of tolerance. And in terms of human structures, tolerance is an inner state where desire and perception natures are stopped. So we have two human natures. So in human structured modules, we know that there are 16 human natures. If anyone who doesn't know about this knowledge, you can check it out in the previous sections where we talk about the human structures. So we have human nature layer, and there are two key natures, which are desire, and perception. Perception nature are stop. So when your desire and perception natures are stopped, so it means that you have the energy of tolerance. And what is the information of tolerance? Tolerance is an inner state of non-attachment to anything that arises in the mind due to the external circumstances. Tolerance is an inner state of non-attachment. 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 To anything that arises in the mind due to the external circumstances. And a tolerant person is someone whose inner state remains untouched to the actions of others. A tolerant person is someone whose inner state remains untouched to the actions of others. So when a person can detect a person with their actions, so their desire and perception stops, and at that time their respect, their acceptance, their understandings is truly worth. And it's because that's why we need the information. From the information we have, it release the energy, and the material manifestations can last for a long time. But if we just have the respect, somehow we have accumulated for these natures from the past, and we have respect and acceptance and understandings. But if it does come from, it doesn't come from the information that we detach ourselves from someone to their actions, so that respect, acceptance, and understandings won't last. Let me tell you the story about a girl. There was a girl, one day, she got a very severe disease, and it's very weird. Is a very weird disease because she checked in the hospital, clinic, and met many doctors. No one can diagnose what disease she got, but her body got weaker and weaker over time, weaker and weaker and weaker over time. And one day, her friend told her that there was a monk who know many things. He might know your disease, and she went to see that monk and share about her situation, her condition, about her disease, and nobody can diagnose it. But her body got weaker and weaker. And there is one more thing that's very strange, that every day, every night, when she uh, sleeps, she have the same dream. Every night, she have the same dream that she stood in front of a, an abandoned house, abandoned room. There are many people inside. Seem like there are many people inside because she hear the sounds, the screams from that abandoned house. And every day, every night when she sleeps, she have that dream, standing in front of that abandoned house. And after listening to her story, the monk went to got a golden key and gave it to her, and asked her to wear it on her neck, and asked her that when she have that dream again, immediately use that golden key to unlock the door of that abandoned house and release everybody out. By doing that, she have the chance to recover from that disease, from that illness. And she found a hope. She really appreciates the guidance from that monk. And that night, she have that dream again and remember about the monks guides her, and she approached that abandoned house, unlocked the door, but you right before she unlocked the door, there is a hole beside the lock, and she was curious about those who inside that abandoned house. And she looked inside. She saw many people that hate her, that scold her, make hard for her, or do many things bad to her, and she hates them. She told herself, why could I release those people? They deserve staying there. And she walked away. She walked away smiling happily, with the thinking that she have imprisoned those people who have done many things bad for her. And when she wake up, her illness still, and day by day, her body, her conditions got worse. And one day, when it's between in the dire and life situation, she went back to see the monk and asked for his advice. And he told her that if you have one more chance to see or to have that dream again, immediately unlock the door, release everybody out. You have the chance to live, or else nobody can help you. And remember, release everybody out before that abandoned house collapsed. And she was uh, scared about that situation, about, and she, this between dire and life situations, she have no choice. And she promised him that when she have that dream, she could do that, follow his advice. And that night, she did have that dream again. And immediately, right away, she unlocked the door without any thinking, any hesitation, and released everybody out. And when those people got out of that house, that abandoned house, she feel release. She feel relief from within. And she has no hatred, anger, any resentment or negative feelings inside. And their house was shaking, is about to collapse. But there is still one girl in the corner of the room, and she tried to uh, ask her to get out of the house quickly, or else the abandoned house could be collapsed. And when that girl was aware that somebody called her, she walked out of that house slowly. And when she just got out of the house collapsed. Luckily, everybody is safe. But one thing's very like surprise, the girl that's the one the girl just walked out from the house have was her, has the same face with her. So it was her. And then she walked out from that dream. And she was curious why that girl was in that house. She was in that house. And but from that day, her conditions gets better and better. And when she had the full recovery from her illness, with her curiosity, she went to see the monk and to ask about that situation, that strange situation. And he smiled gently, replied to her, simply because you experience many things in life, hard things, hardship, and when people do something to you, when people do something to you, you um, take it insights. You give them insights. You give those anger, hatred, resentment, agony, the negative feelings towards other people inside yourself. Even you do the same with yourself. You have the hatred, anger, resentment for yourself. You also hold them inside. So, so that's why it generates your illness, and is the mental illness, is the mental issue. So nobody can diagnose your illness. Only you, the ones who tie it, can untie it. And since the time you open the door, unlock the door, open it, and release everybody out, you have released those negative feelings out. And my master said one thing that make me realize that we need tolerance. We show tolerance to others. Showing tolerance to others is the simplest way to save our life, to save our lives. And the person we need to be tolerant to, is ourselves. Is ourselves. Be tolerant to others is the simplest way to save ourselves. And the persons who is deserved our tolerance is ourselves. Is ourselves. And when you have the tolerance to others, we can simply have the good connections or the harmonious relationship with other people. As we see, um, we can detach oneself and their actions, so we don't attach their actions, and that's why we don't interpret or analyze their actions if it's good or bad. And at a time, our desire and perception stops. So we can show respect, acceptance, and understanding to others. And if you want to have people around you, tolerance is tolerance is an inner state, is also the energy of wisdom, is also a kind of characters, and is also one type of giving, one type of giving. And if you have studies um, many people who are a very like outstanding or excellent people in the past who have achieved many things with many people around them, they have this character, they have this tolerance or energy or inner state tolerance. And do you want to stay close to the people who always show respect to you or accept whoever you are, and understand whatever you do? So tolerance is the energy that can help people to connect or have the harmonious relationship with others. And we know that in this physical world, we need humans' presence in our life. Without humans, we can do nothing. So tolerance can help us simply to connect to other people, and not just connect, we can give them desires. And those who are, the talented people, Um, they want to stay close to those to a tolerance person, to the tolerance person. And tolerance can help us to strike or start a very good connection. Okay, there can be many benefits of tolerance, but that is one of benefits of the tolerance. And that is all I want to share with everyone today about the energy of wisdom. And today we have covered the inner peace and tolerance. They are two energies with them, wisdom. And tomorrow we'll go to explore, we'll explore the third energy of wisdom, which is appreciation, gratitude. Thank you very much, everyone, for your presence. Thank you very much for your patience on the understanding human life path or understanding yourself. This is not a very hard journey, but it's not easy. It's simple. If you're patient enough, you can understand yourself and understand others. By doing so, you're able to create your fulfilling life because you understand root cause, human life, human life's root cause, and not just only from one perspective. We understand it from scientific perspective, religious perspective, and common sense perspective. All right, so that's all for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for your presence. See you tomorrow, and good night.